J. Jada, inert, unconscious matter. According to visistadvaita, Vedanta, it is a substance devoid of pure sattva. It is of two types, prakriti and akasha. Jagad Guru, world teacher, great guru. Jagad Guru. Jagat, the world, cosmos. In Indian philosophy, the world origin is traced either to a plurality of ultimate reals, which are simple and atomic, as in nyaya, vaisesika, or it may be derived from a single substance which is assumed to be complex and all-pervasive, as in Sankhya Yoga. Jagat, the world, cosmos. Jagat Prapancha, world appearance. Jagrat, the waking state. See Avasta, Jagrat, Jahad, Ajal, Laksana, Jahad, Ajal, Jahad, Jahad, Jahal, Laksana, exclusive, non-exclusive implication, a type of secondary implication in which part of the primary meaning of a word is given up and part of it is retained in an identity statement. That this is that dvaita, the meaning of the word this means devadatta, as qualified by present time, place, and the sense of the word that is the same devadatta as qualified by past time, place, etc. In this type of judgment, part of the meaning of the words that and this, qualified by present time and qualified by past time, are rejected. This method is used by Advaita Vedantins to obtain the meaning of identity statements, Mahavakyas. Jahal Laksana, exclusive implication, the implication of a sentence's meaning which is other than the primary sense as indicated by the words, but which is related to them by the primary meaning. Primary meaning is completely given up. In the phrase the village on the river, the primary meaning of the word river is given up and the bank, which is related to the river, is implied and accepted. Jaimini, founder of the Purva Mimamsa school and author of the Purva Mimamsa Sutra. Jala means water in Sanskrit. Jala. Jalpa, arguing constructively as well as destructively for victory in a debate, aka sophistry. Jalpa is sophistry, arguing constructively. Jalpa. One of the 16 categories of the Nyaya school. See Padartha, Vitanda. Jana, the world of delight, the world of the great gods. Man, see Loka. Janaka, begetter, father, king of Mithila and father of Sita. Saintly king of Mithila in ancient India, the father of Sita, Lord Rama's consort. Janu, sacred thread worn by the three upper castes in Hinduism. Jangama, moving bodies. There are four types: celestial beings, deva, human beings; manusya, animal beings; tiryak, and hell beings, naraki. According to Veda Saivism, it denotes a person endowed with knowledge who moves from place to place, preaching Veda Saivite ideals and guiding the devotees to Lord Shiva. Janma, birth, from Jan, to be born. Janmadi Asya Yata, that is Brahman, from which are derived the origin of this universe. The second aphorism sutra of the Brahma Sutra, Janma Kathanta, knowledge of an individual's past lives and apprehension of future lives. Well, Janma Kathanta, knowledge of an individual's past lives and apprehension of future lives. See, the understanding of apprehension of future lives, because then we have past lives, but the multiverse is many times timeline jumping and multidimensional. Okay, so we actually have future lifetimes all across this multiverse as well, future versions of ourselves. See, because that akasa in the multi-dimensional realms, that multiverse with our oversoul and all these different angelic versions of ourselves, right? You know, I always talk about ancient versions of ourselves, ancestral versions of ourselves, never mind angelic, higher dimensional versions of ourselves, right? But there's actually future versions of ourselves. Janma Kathanta, okay, esoterically, in a lot of these Vedic teachings, we find hints that there's a much more metaphysical reality, right, to existence in this cosmos, right? Obviously, there's a programmed world, right? Janma Kathanta. Janma Kathanta, knowledge of an individual's past lives and apprehension of future lives. Janya, producible thing, from Jan, to be born. Janya Buddhi, created intellect. Janya Kriti, originated volition. Japa, repetition, the recitation of the name God, or of a mantra, repetition of a mantra. It may be practiced orally, whispered, or mentally. Jara Marana, old age, decay, and death. From Jara, to grow old, Mara, to die. According to Buddhism, 12th link in the wheel of empirical existence, birth is its cause. Pratitya samutpada, jara marana, old age, decay, and death. Jara marana, old age, decay, and death. Jara yuja, womb-born beings. Jara yuja, as opposed to egg-born, right? Jara yuja, or being immaculately conceived, right? There's beings that are immaculately conceived, there's beings that are egg-born, and there's womb-born beings. Jara yuja, jata, long matted hair. Jataka, birth stories, the stories of the various lives of the Buddha on earth. It is written in Pali and forms part of the orthodox Hinayana canon, the Sutta Pitaka. Jati, birth, class notions, family, futilities, spacious and unavailing objectives. Part, generality, universal. Genus, from Jan, to be born, one of the links in the wheel of empirical existence according to Buddhism. Pratya Samutpada, some of the 16 categories of the Nyaya school. In this context, it refers to specious and unavailing objectives. Siddhanta, according to, and chart number 6, according to Nyaya, the meaning of words is said to refer to class notions. Class is defined as that which produces the notion of sameness. According to mimamsa, class character has no separate existence apart from individuals, unlike the Nyaya position, which claims that it does. Class character has no separate existence apart from individuals. The mimamskas, the Vedantins, and the grammarians say that a word primarily refers to a universal. The highest genus is being, Sata. According to the Nyaya school, it is called Prajati, or the highest universal. The lower universals are called Aparajati. It consists in the drawing of contradictory conclusions and the raising of false issues with the deliberate intention of defeating an opponent. Jaya, victory, victorious, hail, salutations. Jayanti, birthday, the day one is born, victorious, conquering, name of Durga. Jayanti. Jana, meditation. Jana, Pali for meditation. Pali as in Nepal, right? Nepalese. Okay, jiva, tongue. Jiva, jnana, inquiry, desire to know. Think jnana is like knowledge. Jnana, inquiry, desire to know. Jina, conquering one, victor. The conquering one, the victor, the one that rules, the one that won, right? Jina. Title given to the 24 teachers. Tirthankaras of the Jaina tradition. Jina, title given to the 24 teachers, also known as Tirthankaras of the Jaina tradition. The 24 teachers of the Jaina tradition, aka Tirthankaras, are known individually as Jina, each. Jina. More specifically refers to the Mahavira, the 24th Tirthankara. Disciple of the Jina are called Jainas, as in Jina. Tirthankaras. Jiva, individual soul, life, embodied self, living entity, from the verb root jiv, to live. According to Jainism, the individual soul is characterized by consciousness. You got Jainism. So these are the authorities, the sources, right? The references, the sources. Okay, according to Jainism. So that's a good, that's something to study. Jainism, individual soul, right? And then Jina are the 24 teachers, also known as tirthankaras of the Jaina tradition. So the Jainism comes from tirthankaras, the 24 teachers, the tirthankaras, 24 tirthankaras, the Jaina tradition. Mahavira, disciples of Jina, disciples of Jina. So the disciples of these 24 teachers are Jainas. According to Jainism, an individual soul is characterized by consciousness, life, immateriality, and extension in space. Consciousness is its characteristic mark and consists in knowledge, insight, bliss, and power. The size of the individual soul is the same as that of the body that it occupies, expanding and contracting as the case may necessitate. It is held that there is a plurality of individuals. There are two basic kinds, stationary and mobile. According to Buddhism, that's another source. Everyone knows that one, right? Buddhism. There is no individual soul apart from a cluster of factors. The individual is a mere name for a complex of changing constituents. According to Nyaya, it's another source, Nyaya is a non-composite, heartless, pervasive, eternal substance. There is infinite number of individual souls. According to vaisesika, according to vaisesika, it is an eternal, imperceptible, all-pervading spiritual substance. There is infinite number of individual souls. According to Sankhya, another reference, another source, according to Sankhya, Purusa is an internal, according to Sankhya, Purusa is an internal, immutable, conscious entity. Purusa. Jiva, Purusa, is an eternal, immutable, conscious entity. It is non-active and has neither birth nor death. It is subject to experience and empirical changes. It is a phenomenal self, which is a blend of Purusa and mind. There is an infinite number of individual souls. According to visistadvaita Vedanta, that's another source. Visistadvaita Vedanta. So then we research all these sources individually, right? Later on, right? According to visistadvaita, individual souls are real, eternal, unborn, spiritual, have knowledge, and are of the nature of knowledge. They are atomic in size and infinite in number. They are an inseparable part of God, independent thereupon. They are of three types: those eternally freed, nitya; those liberated, mukta; and those bound, bheda. The individual soul's knowledge does not change, but bound soul's knowledge changes. The soul's knowledge is eternal, and in a state of liberation is all-knowing. But on account of empirical limitations, this knowledge is diminished. The souls are both agent and enjoyer. They are part or mode of God. Their relation is one of the inseparability with the individual soul related to and dependent upon God. According to Dvaita Vedanta, so there's Dvaita Vedanta, then the next one is according to Advaita Vedanta. So there's Visistadvaita Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta, and then there's Advaita Vedanta. According to Dvaita Vedanta, individual souls are atomic in size and infinite number. They are eternal and no two are alike. They are similar to God Brahman in kind but not in degree. They are active agents dependent upon God's will. They are of three grades: the ever-free Nitya, those having attained freedom, Mukta, and those bound, Bheda. Among the liberated souls, there is intrinsic gradation, and among the bound souls, there are three types: those fit for release, Mukti Yogya, those eternally within a cycle of birth and death, Nitya Samsarin, and those fit for hell, Tamo Yogya. According to Advaita Vedanta, it is a blended of self and not-self with the wrong identification of each of the other. It is a complex entity consisting of the mind-body organism. It is complex of the substrate intelligence, plus the subtle body, plus a reflection of consciousness therein. It is consciousness inseparably qualified by its internal organs. It is a reflection of the consciousness. Chida basa, an impure sattva, predominant ignorance. It is a phenomenal empirical ego. Intrinsically, individuals are one, but phenomenally, there are many. They are held to be all-pervading in size, according to Vira saivism. This is another source. Vira saivism, Siva, Savites, right? In Vira saivism, individual souls are in three stages of spiritual maturity: Veda, Purusa, and Anga. They are part of Lord Siva, eternal and essentially pure and perfect. They are also distinct from Siva in that they share his essence. They do not possess his attributes of omnipotence, omniscience, omnipresence, etc. Their powers of knowledge and action are limited due to impurities. Thus they are both identical and different from Lord Shiva. This relation is called difference, come non-difference. Bhedavheda. According to Siddhanta, another source, Siddhanta, maybe philosophies, maybe schools, maybe teachers, maybe gurus. Okay, not really sure. Whole sects, maybe, right? These sources. Siddhanta. Individual souls are infinite in number, all pervasive, and omniscient by nature, though veiled by the three impurities, mala. They are dependent upon God. They are of three types: those completely liberated, paramokta; those liberated while living, jivan mokta; those craving power, adhikara mokta, right? Those craving power. According to Siddhanta, the individual souls are infinite in number, all pervasive, and omniscient by nature, though veiled by the three impurities, mala. The three impurities. They are dependent upon God. They are of three types: those completely liberated, para mukta; those liberated while living, jivan mukta; and those craving power, adhikara mukta. Individuals' souls are also of three classes: those subject to the three mala, sakala; those subject only to anava and karma malas, pralayakala; and those subject only to anava mala, vijnana kala. Individual souls are related to Lord Siva as the body is related to the individual soul. That is, they are different, but they are not separate. In nature, they are similar, but in essence, as an entity, they are different. Even in release, this distinctiveness remains. According to Kashmir saivism, individual souls are called bound, pasu, due to limitations caused by impurities. According to Kashmir saivism. There's another one, Kashmir saivism. Individual souls are called bound, pasu, bound, right? Ceaseless reincarnation. They're bound. They're binded to endless reincarnation, to limitations of the physical dimension, right? They're physicalized constantly, right? Why? Right? Karmic attachments to the physical realms, but it's obviously more complex than that. What's making souls constantly physicalize themselves, constantly reincarnate, right? According to Kashmir saivism, individual souls are called bound, pasu, due to limitations caused by impurities. Individual souls are eternal, real, identical with Lord Shiva, and essentially unlimited, all-pervading, ever-conscious luminosity. Liberation comes by recognition of their nature as being identical with Shiva. There are four types: bound, passive, peaceful, santa, conceited and devoid of knowledge, pralaya, kevaline, and liberated, vijnana, kevaline. An individual soul passes through five elements, tattva, of the pure creation, in a reverse order. On its way to liberation, these stages are called mantra, mantresha, mantra mahesha, saktija, and sambhava. Liberation comes when the soul remembers its identity with Lord Siva. According to sivadvaita, individuals are part of, there's another one, sivadvaita. Individuals are part of God, Brahman, eternal, atomic in size, infinite in number, dependent, bound by their impurities, mala. Though in essence they are pure and perfect. Liberation is being similar to, but not identical with, Lord Siva. It is the realization of one's own essential nature. This is achieved through contemplation of Lord Siva. According to mimamsa, another source, mimamsa, the individual souls, jiva is like a very vast subject, right? What is the soul, right? So according to all these different sources, right? According to mimamsa, the individual soul is one of the substances. It is eternal and distinct from the mind-body complex. It is an agent of action and the enjoyer of the fruits thereof. There is plurality of individual souls. According to the yoga school, it's another source. Individual soul is a changeless, eternal, omnipresent conscious entity. It is entirely passive. Liberation comes when the individual soul roots out ignorance and stills the modifications of the mind. The word jiva is derived from the word root jiv, which means to continue breathing. Other names for it include bodhika, experience, and karta, agent. It is also described as purusa, which is explained as paradisaya, or what lies in the citadel of the body. Jiva Brahma Ekya. Jiva Brahma Ekya. The oneness of the individual soul with the absolute, the central teaching of Advaita Vedanta, Kashmir Saivism, and Saiva Siddhanta. Central teaching of Advaita Vedanta, Kashmir, and Saiva Siddhanta. The oneness of the individual soul with the absolute. Okay. Jiva Brahma Ekya. Jiva Brahma Ekya. Jiva Mukta, liberated while living. Jiva Mukta. So Jiva means the life force, the living entity, the soul. Jiva, and then Mukta means liberation. Jiva Mukta. Jiva, Jivan Mukta. A doctrine admitted by Sankhya, Advaita Vedanta, Kashmir Saivism, and Saiva Siddhanta, though with variations according to each system. The doctrine posits that an individual may be liberated even while living in a physical body. According to Sankhya, it occurs the moment there is an essential experiential discrimination between the individual soul purusa and primordial nature prakriti. The physical body continues due to past actions, karma, which had brought it about in the first place. When this action karma subsides through experience thereof, the physical body calls. One is then released without the body. Videha mukti. According to Advaita Vedanta, liberation occurs with the destruction of ignorance, avidya. The continuance of the physical body is in no way incompatible to liberation. Before liberation, one realizes that the physical body is only an illusory appearance. If the body were real, liberation could occur only after its destruction. However, liberation is a change of a perspective. Since the physical body is not real, its continued appearance or disappearance is of no consequence. Thus, a Jivan Mukta is one who lives in the world, but is not of the world, right? Whether such an individual has a body or not is of no difference. According to Saiva Siddhanta, it is an individual soul which is freed from anava maya and karma manas and their operations. The individual enjoys bliss even while living in an embodied state. Jivan Mukti, liberation while living. Jivan Yoni, the activity of procreation. Jivatman, the individual self. Jnana, knowledge, wisdom, comprehension. Jnana, to know. Jnana, knowledge, right? Jnana, knowledge. Okay. Jivan Mukti, liberation while living. Jivan Mukti. Jivan Yoni, that's the female. Yoni, right? You got Linga, which is the male, and you got the Yoni. You got the phallus, which is the male, and you got the yin, kind of. Yoni is kind of like yin, right? And you got the yang and the yin. Yoni, like you got the Yoni verse. Look up Y-O-N-I, Yoni, and then V-E-R-S-E, right? Yoni verse. It's a very matriarchal understanding. Okay, Yoni. It's definitely Punani, maybe, right? Same thing. Definitely female procreation. The female procreative organ is symbolized by the term yoni in Sanskrit. Okay, Jivan Yoni, the activity of procreation, right? Might actually mean just being born. Activity of procreation, okay, mating and stuff, right? Jivatman, but it's definitely feminine. Yoni is definitely feminine. Jivatman, individual self. Jnana, knowledge, wisdom, comprehension, from the word root jna, to know. According to Jainism, it is the knowledge of details. According to Saiva Siddhanta, it is a path to liberation. It is a direct means and takes the individual straight to God. Its goal is union with God. Sayujya. According to Advaita Vedanta, it is the ultimate means to liberation, since it is the only thing which is composed to ignorance, avidya. It is the only means to release. According to Nyaya, vaisesika, knowledge is not only about objects but also about itself. According to mimamsa, knowledge is a mode of the self. It is described as an act, kriya, or process, vyapara. It is supersensible and though knowable, it is known only indirectly through inference and not directly through introspection, as nyaya vaisesika posits. It may be either immediate or immediate. According to Advaita Vedanta, it is a modification, vritti, of the mind as inspired by the witness self, saksin. The mental modification, vritti, element is contingent, and the element of consciousness is eternal. It is divided into saksi jnana and vritti jnana. See both listed separately. It may be either immediate or immediate. The that of an object is known in immediate knowledge. In immediate knowledge, the what is also revealed. Immediate knowledge takes place when the following conditions are fulfilled. Knowledge must be directly knowable. Yogya, the object must be existent at the time. There should be established a certain intimate relation between the subject and the object. According to visistadvaita Vedanta, knowledge is able to manifest itself and other objects unaided, but what it manifests is never for itself. It pertains to either individual soul jiva or to God is svarta. Soul jiva, God is svarta. Jnana abhasa, jnana abhasa. Abhasa, it's a vestin for law. Okay, abhasa. It's where we get avestan, avesta, avasta, ava. See the B's and the V's, even in Greek. Same thing with languages of the East. Abhasa, avestan for the law. So you got the connection between Sanskrit and avestan. Same understanding as Urdu and Hindi, kind of, or Gurmukhi and Shamukhi, right? You have that all those Arabic dialects based on Arabic language and alphabet. Then you have the whole Sanskrit, Devanagari dialects based on the Indian dialects, right? And then the whole, so Avestan and Sanskrit. Same understanding as Urdu and Hindi, right? And then even in the Punjab, the Sikhs, they have Shamurki. They have Shamurki, which is Shah, Iran for king, right? Shamurki. Then they have Gurdmukhi, which is the more Hindi, Sanskrit related, the script, right? And then Avestan was written in Pahlavi, right, which is kind of related to the Arabic. Well, you got Abasa, which is a very ancient term, which is Avestan for law. So where we get Avestan, Avasta, Avestan, Abasa, Jnana Abasa, erroneous cognition, Jnana Abhava, absence of knowledge, negation of knowledge, non-cognition, Jnana Ashraya, locus of knowledge, Jnana Kanda, the parts of the Veda dealing with the knowledge of the absolute Brahman, Jnana Karma Samataya, Jnana Karma Samuchaya, the combination of knowledge and action, Brahmadatta, Mandana, and others held the view that the knowledge come action is the means to liberation. Advaita Vedantins like Sureshvara strongly oppose this combination view as possible means for liberation because knowledge and action are opposed to each other in three essential respects per their source. The former arises from a valid means of knowledge, pramana, while the latter arises from ignorance, avidya. Per their nature, the former illumines, while the latter conceals, and per their effect, knowledge destroys ignorance, while actions results or either origination, attainment, modification, or purification. Generally, it may be said that Purva Mimamsa takes the position that karma is primary and knowledge is subsidiary. The bhedavheda Vadins take the position that the two means are of equal importance, and mandana takes the position that knowledge is primary and actions are subsidiary. So whenever they source, I'm gonna start getting all these sources. Like obviously that's implying may say that purva mimamsa takes the position that karma is primary, like that's a person or a source, right? Or a sect, or a group, or a religion, right? Or an actual guru, maybe, possibly, right? Now, there's external authority programming in so many spiritual systems of humanity, right? But, there's always that external authority programming which is influenced from these archons, so-called archons, right? But that's a whole nother story, right? We believe it's not Jesus Christ, it's Christos, where we get Krishna, the Indian Krishna, right? That's where we get Christos, right? So every human has Christos divinity from this God consciousness, right? So there's always but there is authorities, there is sources, right? It's hard to get away from it, right? But that whole guru thing of the East, right? That's pretty archontic, right? But that's another story. That's for another time. That's a predatory infection on a lot of these spiritual systems of humanity. This archontic infection. That's a form of predation, actually, right? But that's another story, right? Jnana karma samachaya. Vidya, former illumines, while the latter conceals, and per their effect, knowledge destroys ignorance. Where was I? Jnana karma samuchaya. I think I was in Jnana laksana. No, I was looking at purva mimamsa. Takes the position that karma is primary and knowledge is subsidiary. The bhedavhedins. See, now that sounds like that's a source right there. The bhedavhedins take the position. That's a beta Vandins, as in Vedantins. That's another source that I saw. Vedantins, right? Brahmins are another source. The Brahmins, Vedantins. The Bhedavhedins take the position that the two means are of equal importance. Jnana Laksana. The contact. See this double N right here. Jnana Laksana. Supernormal jnana laksana, supernormal sense contact. The contact sankhya through the cognition of an object revived in memory. It is the relation characterized by previous knowledge, and it is responsible for all cases of acquired perception. Darsana, Sanskrit for perception. Darsana. The sight of sandalwood is an occasion for the perception of fragrant sandal, even though there is no physical contact between a sandalwood and one's sense of smell. This is due to one's past associations with it. It is perception by complication because it is based upon past experience. It is extraordinary perception because generally one's sense organ does not perceive sensation of a different nature, which usually stimulates some other sense organ. See alaukika pratyaksa. Jnana nivartya. Jnana nivartya. Removable by right knowledge. Jnana, see this is the J and M, right? That's an N. Jnana, there's a lot of invisible A's in between a lot of Sanskrit letters. Jnana, N, connected with I. Jnana, Niv, that's a V. B looks like a B, right? Pronounced as a V. So we're always confusing on B's and V's from freaking Mediterranean to freaking northern India, okay? From fucking Mediterranean to the Indus Valley, we're confusing on B's and on V's. Jnana, Niv, Jnana, Niv, and then R. So we jump all the way to that little thing right there, which is Earth. Then there's a T connected to Y, ends in A. Jnana, Nivartya. Removable by right knowledge. Avidya. Vidya, knowledge of vidya, ignorance. Jnana pragabhava. Jnana pragabhava, prior non-existence of knowledge. Siya bhava. Jnana sakti, the potency or power of knowledge. According to sivadvaita, we have that somewhere, I bet. Sivadvaita, one of the sources. The power of knowledge is the instrument by which the Lord considered the means and instruments necessary for creation. According to Kashmir saivism, Kashmir, saivism. The power of knowledge is that by virtue of which the objects of creation are brought together and held together in consciousness. The power of knowledge is the power of maintaining all objects in conscious relationship with oneself and with one another. Jnana Svarupa. Jnana Svarupa. So we have jnana, we have jiva. These are big terms in Sanskrit. Jiva is the soul. Jnana is knowledge. Whole lot of terms starting with jnana. Jnana may be related to Jina or Jain, Jainism even. Jnana, Jnana Shakti, Jnana Svarupa, Jnana Svar, S and a V combined, R and U combined, ends in a P, Jnana Svarupa, knowledge as essence, embodiment of knowledge. According to Advaita Vedanta, one's true nature is Jnana Svarupa. Jnanata, consciousness, that's a good term. Kind of like Chitta, right? Jnanata, consciousness. Jina Vardhamana Mahavira, knowledge obscuring, comprehension, obscuring. According to Jainism, these are obstructive gati, karma particles, which obscure right knowledge. They limit the individual's capacity to acquire direct knowledge. Kevala jnana. Since knowledge is of five types, there are corresponding to them 5 types of knowledge obscuring karmas. Jnana yoga. Path of wisdom, the yoga of knowledge, one of the principal means to liberation, moksha, according to Advaita Vedanta, is the means to self-realization. According to other schools of Vedanta, it is an aid to liberation. Jnanandraya, organs of knowledge, senses of knowledge. The 5 cognitive sense organs are the organs of knowledge. They are the organs of hearing, shrotra, touch, tvak, sight, chaksus, taste, rasana, and smell, grana. The Sankhya school also includes the mind, manas. You got manas, you got janata, and you got chitta. All really good terms for mind and consciousness. You got janata, chitta, and then you got manas. Okay, this term manas is where we get mind, it's where we get man, it's where we get humanity, right? You got the whole manvantara, which is a whole nother study. Manvantara, that's a whole nother study right there. Manas, right there. It's literally where we get mind from. Manas, men. Okay, Sankhya school also includes the mind. These are all good terms for consciousness, for mind, for awareness. Chitta, janata, manas. Always want to say the nyaya vaisesika also includes mind as one of the indriyas. They are also referred to as the internal senses, as they in fact knowledge from inside. Jnana Svara, Maharashtra, the great saint, that's a state in India, Maharashtra. Great saint and poetical genius, also known as Jnana Deva, foremost among the saints of Maharashtra and a child yogi of extraordinary powers. He was born in the family of saints, and his older brother Nivartinath was his guru. His verse commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, the Jnana Svari, written in the Marathi language, is acknowledged as one of the world's most important spiritual works. He took live samadhi at the age of 21 in Alandi, where his samadhi shrine continues to this day to attract thousands of seekers. Jnapti, knowledge, cognition. Jnata is the knower. Jnapana, knowing what is already known. Jnatata, state of being known. Cognizedness. Jnarthartva, being the knower. Jnaya, knowable things. The known object of knowledge. Jyoti, here we go, this is good stuff. So the J, we have a few good terms for J that we learned. We learned all about jnana. Then we learned about jiva. That's a good term. What else is a good one? What's the jaga? The world, that's a good term. Jiva jnana. So you got soul, then you got knowledge. Jiva, jnana. Then you have these series of terms right here. So this the term for astrology. The term for astrology in Hinduism, in the East Vedic system, is jyotisa. Jyotisa. Okay? So you got Vedic Jyotish. They call it Jyotish or Jyotisa. Jyotisa or Jyotisha. Vedic Jyotish. Right? That's astrology. Another really good term starting with J. Jnana, Varda. We got Jnapti. We got Jyoti. This is where we go. It's also another term for the Kundalini, because Kundalini, Jyoti, Kundalini is that light, that serpent, that serpent of light, that flame, that fire. Kundalini is a fiery serpent. You understand? So Jyoti is a term for light. So Jyotish, Vedic Jyotish, is the science of lights. Jyotisa, Vedic Jyotisa, is the science of lights. Okay, why? Because our soul is astral light. Right? The sun, solar divinities. These are suns, it's light. Right? Whole science of light, astral light, right? Etheric light. Okay. You got the Galactic Confederation of Light. You got stars. You got star seeds. Right, obviously our soul is light beings. You got astral light beings, you got light beings, etheric light beings, you understand? Our souls of light, actual interdimensional light energy is what it is, to be honest, right? Jyoti, light flame kundalini. Then you got Jyotirlinga, okay? Jyotirlingams, this is the yoni would be the feminine term. Remember we saw yoni somewhere over here? You got Jivan Yoni. Yoni, right, in the East, that's a feminine procreative term. Okay, and in the East, linga is the masculine procreative term. You got yoni, then you got linga. Yoni is a metaphor for nature's gateway of all birth, particularly Prakriti, cycle, yoni, it's a goddess. And then a lingam, Shiva, male energy. Definitely a sexual thing, right? Yeah, let's see what this is. The yoni and the lingam, divine sexual tracing the progression of lingam and the yoni. The Shiva linga and a Shakti yoni. Okay, so like, that's a whole other study, but just realize when I'm saying that this linga, Jyotirlinga of light is obviously a phallic. Phalos, where we even get photons, small for the light, photons, light particles, right? So you get phalos, the phallic columns, you have phallic temples of light, right? So it's lights. Phallus is the peanuts. Phallus is exactly where we get peanuts from. There you go, right? So linga is the masculine, procreative symbolism, linga. And then yoni is the feminine, procreative symbolism. Okay? Same understanding of yin and yang. Same understanding of the phallus. Western magical tradition, we have phallus, the phallus. Jyotirlinga, linga of lights. There are 12 great Jyotirlingams in India. Samanatha and Saurashtra, Mallikarjuna at Sri Sala, Mahakala at Ujjaini, Paramahansavarta at Omkara, Kedara at Kedarnath, Bhima at Dakini, Visvesha at Varanasi, Triambaka at the source of the Godavari, Vedyanatha at Chitta Bhumi, Nagasha at Darukana, Ramesha at Setubanda, Gusmesha at Sivalaya. So these are all males. Those are all male names for a reason, because linga is definitely a masculine, kind of a esoteric, magical type of term. Okay, Jyotirlinga, but it's light. It's also connected to the concept of light, because our males, right, are solar kings. They're souls, men with souls, right? So they're solar radiance, right? Connect a little bit to our Arianic sun king understandings, right? Aryaman, the sun kings. Jyotisha, one of the auxiliary sciences of the Veda, astronomy, astrology, Vedic, right? Jyotisha, okay? Sanskrit for astrology, Jyotisha, Vedic Jyotish, Jyotisam, Jyotisam, that's an M, that little dot right there. That's an O, Jyotisam, Jyoti, light of light, Jyotismati, effulgent, a state of mind which is pervaded by pure quality, sattva guna, resulting in tranquility, Jyotismati, Jyotistoma, name of a Vedic sacrifice, seasonal sacrifice for the departed, a variety of the Agni stoma. Right, so we got a few different cool terms. We had jiva, we had jnana, and then we had jyotisa. Those are pretty important terms. Jiva, soul, jnana is knowledge, and jyotisa is astrology, all in Sanskrit.